So what cuts do House Republicans want to make to this program?
These would be the most sweeping reductions in this program since the Food Stamp Act was passed in 1964. House Republicans, one, would make states pay more for this, and number two, implement more requirements so eventually fewer people would benefit. First of all, those requirements are work requirements, and they would apply to more people. They would now force states to pay a share of this program, and they would limit the beneficiaries to U.S. citizens only. All in all, that would save just under $300 billion, according to the Congressional Budget Office. That is money that House Republicans would use to pay for tax cuts in this bill.
And what impact might the work requirement have?
It's significant. Now, the focus here is on the most stringent work requirement under SNAP, and that is for able-bodied people right now who don't have dependents. It's 80 hours a month. That can be work or volunteering. So let's look at how they're expanding it, because the age is what has been expanding in this requirement. In 2022, this requirement was for people up to age 49, but then it changed so that currently it is required of people up to age 54. House Republicans would expand it again by more so that everyone up to age 64 under this program would be required to meet those 80 hours a month. It also would change for people with children. Right now, if you have a child, you are not required to meet this 80 hours of work, but the House plan would require you to do it if you have a child who is 7 years old or more. Also mentioning, if you're a married couple, only one person in the marriage has to do the work requirement. So if you're a single parent, you have to do that, and you're also single parenting. All right, so what does that mean overall? The numbers, let's take a look. The Congressional Budget Office says these work requirements would save about $100 billion, and that's largely because more than 3 million people would be out of the program as a result. Most of them are adults without children, and states would not be able to create waivers to keep them in. Now, even though these are adults that are coming off of the program, CBO believes as an indirect effect, something like 400,000 kids would lose school lunches as well, though conservatives question that. For conservatives, what's central here is how to get out of the cycle of poverty. They see safety net programs as an entry point into that cycle. They want more self-sufficiency. So we talked to experts who believe that the work requirement here is not too much of a burden for SNAP. And specifically, we spoke to Angela Rashidi of the right-leaning AEI.
The participation rate among eligibles is close to 90%. In some states, it's even 100%. And so SNAP is available. It's robust. I think a very small work requirement that can be satisfied through things even like volunteering, I don't think that's an expectation that's too high for much of this population.
Now, they think that this is something that's helpful, getting people more to work. But on the left, they see the exact reverse here.